So Alberta's NDP just voted to give already highly paid government workers a 7.25% pay raise. I'm talking about the richest of rich government workers already, fancy legislative officers who make up to $273,000 a year. An NDP-dominated committee just voted to give them another 7.25%. Really. So you've got 40,000 Albertans who have lost their jobs so far this year, just in the oil patch. One of the largest Alberta oil companies, Canadian Natural Resources, just brought in a 10% pay cut to their staff to avoid massive layoffs. But the NDP just handed out 7.25% raises to their friends. They haven't even been in government for 5 months, and they're porkers, just like the previous PC governments were. NDP, try NDPigs. Here's how mere taxpayers are doing right now, by the way. Here's a graph from the government of Alberta itself showing unemployment claims skyrocketing. That's what it's like for taxpayers. Here's another graph from the government of Alberta too, comparing unemployment claims in Alberta with the rest of the country. Alberta is doing the worst in Canada, the worst. If you're lucky enough to still have a job in Alberta, odds are you're being paid less. Here's the graph of average weekly earnings in Alberta. It's falling. No 7.25% raises for taxpayers. But these children in the NDP, seriously, on this little committee to vote to give themselves a pay raise are NDP MLAs in their 20s who have never even had a real job before. So it's all playtime for them. Play money, a big fun party. In addition to this 7.25% pig out, 5 NDP MLAs just voted to send themselves on an international junket. They're all going down to Boston for 3 days in December to take in an American ethics conference. Say, what are the ethics of going on a luxury junket when the province is losing more than $1,000 a week? Check out the Conference Digs in Boston. It's at the Fairmont Copley Plaza, one of the most luxurious hotels in the city. I just went on their website today, and their cheapest hotel room is $459 a night US. With the exchange rate and tax, that's close to $700 a night Canadian. So hotels alone for the 5 NDPigs will be 10 grand. Add in airfare, no way that's less than $1,000 each. So another 5 grand. 3 meals a day plus taxis plus incidentals, at least another $3,000. So this is a $20,000 party these MLAs just voted to give themselves. I went through the conference schedule. It's packed with plenty of free time for shopping and sightseeing, but most of the official conference materials are completely irrelevant to Canadians. For example, on the first day, they talk about US anti-corruption laws. Obviously, those don't apply in Canada. The next day, they talk about US freedom of information laws. They don't apply to Canada either. They have sessions on US super PACs. Don't exist in Canada. They have a session on US election litigation. Literally, most of the conference does not apply to Alberta, cannot apply to Alberta. It's irrelevant. But it's not irrelevant if you're an entitled NDP MLA in your 20s. You've never been able to afford to go to Boston on your own before, even to stay in a youth hostel. But now you get to go and stay in a $700 a night hotel and call it government business. Here's Mike Connolly, a 21-year-old boy who's an accidental MLA from Calgary. He's 21. Of course he just voted for a party. Spring break, am I right? And here's his fellow 20-something accidental MLA, Estefania Cortes Vargas. She voted for this binge too. They're going to have a great time. In May, Albertans were so disgusted with Jim Prentice and his pigs at the trough, they threw them out and voted in the party they thought would be the most dramatic change. Abacus, in a poll, an exit poll, showed that 93% of Albertans didn't vote for NDP policies in May. They just voted to change Prentice and the corrupt PCs. Oh, Albertans got dramatic change all right. A war on oil and gas, socialist policies. But there's been no change about living high off the hog, other than it's particularly disgraceful now that Alberta is losing 1,000 jobs a week. These NDP MLAs already won the lottery. Children like Mike Connolly and Estefania Cortes Vargas, they've never earned this much in their life. They will never again. Taxpayers and voters have given them a personal jackpot, but it's not enough for them. Now they want their luxury junkets too. Now they want to give raises to their friends too. It's disgusting, and this is just after 4.5 months in office. I think we've got to push back. I want to do two things. I want to sign a massive petition. I want to get tens of thousands of taxpayers to sign a petition to stop these ND pigs. I want to cancel their 7.25% raise to their buddies and cancel their luxury trip to Boston. Click right here or go to NDPigs.ca to sign the petition now. And I want to prove just how out of touch these ND pigs are. I want to commission a professional, independent, statistically valid poll of Albertans and ask what Albertans think of the NDP giving 7.25% pay raises to their friends and taking a $20,000 party trip to Boston. I estimate that the cost of this poll will be $1,500. Can you please help me pay for it by clicking here or going to NDPigs.ca? I'd appreciate it. Albertans are having tough economic times. It's only going to get tougher, partly because of the NDP's own doing, raising taxes, declaring war against oil and gas. That's bad enough. But for these little emperors to be living high off the hog, well, what's the difference between them and the Prentice PCs Albertans just threw out? Let's fight back. Visit ndpigs.ca or click here and share this video with your friends and family and on Facebook.